moves with left hand good.
Back. Drives into the lane, goes up and good, and is fouled. What a play by Jeremiah Bell.
Be good to go over there. I think Terry Johnson, a big dunk right there by Matt Rose. Nice dish too.
Stop Davis down low. Good pass. Played up and in by Cal.
Looking down low. The alley-oop.
6 seconds. Got him. Back door and the dunk with authority.
Rose, right wing, Ferguson steps into a three. Got it.
Ferguson now 14 points in the
The following sports broadcast is brought to you by Clear Choice Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner. By Sutherland Chevrolet over in Nicholasville. By Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. By UK Healthcare Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine. By Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky. By Roberts Insurance and Investments. By UK Healthcare Kentucky Children's Hospital. By Crown Trophy. Dallin Family Dentistry. Central Bank. Lowe's Sporting Goods. Raymond James. Richard Noonan is your agent. By News Talk 590 WVLK. And by Rafferty's. We now take you live to today's ball game in high definition on PrepSpin.
Well, good evening and welcome back to the 11th Region Basketball Tournament here tonight at Eastern Kentucky University. Tonight, the Final Four of the boys 11th Region Basketball Tournament. Gary Ball courtside with Coach Tony Wise out of Franklin County. Coach, great to have you back with us here on the regional broadcast. And we got two great ball games tonight, starting with this one, Lexington Bryan Station, Lexington Lafayette. As a matter of fact, all four teams left in this field have 20-win seasons, and all four are ranked in the state's top 20.
Yeah, you know, if you look at when the regional draw came out on paper, these are the four you kind of expected to be here. Even though we were one of those teams that got beat, you still on paper expect these four to be here. All four ranked teams. Should be a great night of basketball. Lexington
Lafayette, coached by Mike Mendenhall III. They are 21-10, and Bryan Station technically has the best record in the 11th region with 21-7 mark under Tommy Johnson. Well, one big cog won't be in that lineup tonight, and that's DeAndre Dishman, the big 6'4 junior. He is not playing tonight for Bryan Station.
Yeah, you know, you hate to see that for the kid, but you kind of wonder what went wrong there. You know, he's academically ineligible. To have that happen here at the week of the semifinals and the finals of the region. And on paper, I would say Bryan Station, especially the way they played on Saturday and dismantling a very good and well-coached Mass Central team by 18, I would assume they would be the favorites.
Well, what I would ask from that is, we talked about DeAndre Dishman, is who will you put on Ross Jenkins now if you're Bryan Station and Tommy Johnson? You would think that Dishman would have had that defensive assignment, but since he's not at your disposal, does that change your defense? Maybe you just zone it up a little bit more.
Well, you would like to know. You would like to, if he was going to be ineligible, you'd like to know a couple days ago. But now that you learned today, it's kind of hard to game plan, and I don't see how you can vary from whatever their game plan may be. Whether you front him, whether you three-quarter him, you play behind him, whatever your plan was, you're going to have to stick with it. There's going to have to maybe be some mid-game adjustments made by Tommy Johnson because he is a load down low.
So that's the scenario tonight. It's Bryan Station and Lafayette. Coming up later, it will be Henry Clay against Lexington Catholic, and we'll have all that right here on PrepSpin. Thanks for watching. We've enjoyed covering this 11th Region Tournament, and we appreciate everybody watching on PrepSpin. And also tonight, the second game between Lexington Catholic and Henry Clay will be broadcast live on the #1 station in Lexington, WVLK. So looking forward to that. Coach Justin Cheatham will join us for that ball game tonight, the second game. But first things first, it's Lexington Lafayette and Lexington Bryan Station battling here for a right to go to the championship game tomorrow night right here at McBrayer Arena on the campus of Eastern Kentucky University. And we will come back and we will talk more about this game. And also we'll mic the public address announcer with the starting lineups here tonight. It is Lexington Bryan Station and Lexington Lafayette. We'll return here on PrepSpin.com.
Kentucky Children's Hospital is here to care for Kentucky's kids. From primary care to serious illness, we are specially trained to address their unique needs. Kentucky Children's Hospital is one of only 2 hospitals in the state with specially trained pediatric surgeons, a level 4 NICU for the tiniest babies, a pediatric ICU, and a 24-hour pediatric emergency room to care for the most critically ill or injured children. We are here to provide whatever care your child needs.
Sitters are here.
I'm ready. Okay, kids, behave.
Man to man.
I got the little guy.
Oh, did you leave cash for the pizza?
I got it.
With more features than ever,
All right, who's hungry?
mobile banking from Central Bank lets you deposit checks,
You're in timeout.
pay bills,
You're gonna get a rip screen.
send and receive funds with Pop Money, and more. So you can stay in the game without missing a step. Do more with mobile banking from Central Bank, official bank of UK Athletics.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
Choosing a college is about setting a course, a path that leads to your destination. At EKU, the adventure is what lies in between. Eastern Kentucky University. Great journeys begin here.
Welcome back here to the 11th Region Basketball Tournament. It's Lexington Lafayette and Bryan Station. Just a couple of minutes away from the starting lineups here by the public address announcer. And Lafayette, coached, as we said, by Michael Mendenhall III. And Coach, I think Coach Mendenhall, he was voted the 11th Region Coach of the Year again, I think back-to-back. And he's done a great job at Lafayette. Of course, he's got his dad there, his right-hand man, and that doesn't hurt. And then Tommy Johnson, he came over, of course, from Franklin County, and you took that job, right? So, and Tommy in his first year has won 21 games at Bryan Station. So both coaches have done a really good job at their programs.
Oh, no question. First of all, Mike Mendenhall, everyone thought Lafayette would take a step back, and I believe you and I did the Lafayette-Henry Clay quarterfinal game last year, and the conversation come up of losing Jackson Davis after the game, things like that. But Mike Mendenhall III has done a wonderful job in getting his guys to play together. I think they play together better. All the focus on the offense is not so much on Jackson Davis. They move the ball absolutely wonderfully. They play some beautiful basketball, just like they've done all year. Tommy Johnson's come over and taken a Bryan Station squad who's played 500 basketball for the last 3 or 4 years and has really turned the program around and got them headed in the right direction. 21 wins, playing the type of schedules these two teams play is very impressive.
And then, as we said, coming up the nightcap, it'll be Lexington Catholic and Brandon Salzman as they will battle that very talented Henry Clay team. And how good could they be? And Daniel Brown doesn't want you to make excuses, but how good would they be with a young man by the name of Jeremiah? They would be scary good if Jeremiah Tisdale hadn't torn his ACL in a pickup game.
Well, I think they'd be hands down the region favorite. It would have been all night or all year long. And, Daniel probably doesn't get enough credit for the job that he's done in holding that together and to be as successful as they have been, and with 2 steps away from the opportunity to go into Henry Clay's first Sweet 16 since 2005. Matter of fact, no Lexington public school has been since that 2005 Henry Clay team. They've got 3 out of 4 chances, but Old Lexington Catholic sitting right there as usual, right there in the regional semifinals.
And one thing about it, when you play at the Frankfort Convention Center, it's obviously more cohesive, more quaint for Frankfort High and Franklin County and teams like that. Maybe even Woodford County, maybe even Scott County, who didn't make the region tournament this year. But when you play over here in Richmond, it's obviously more conducive for Madison Central, teams like that. When you get Lexington teams in here, it definitely affects the crowd. We're not going to have the big crowds in here tonight that we would have depending on what teams made it here to the regional semifinals.
No, I think that's a great point. Lexington City schools usually don't travel very well. We got 3 or 4 playing, so.
Let's go courtside to the public address announcer, Ray White.
Coliseum here on the campus of Eastern Kentucky University for 11th Region semifinal basketball action. Our first game tonight features the Generals of Lafayette High School and the Defenders of Bryan Station High School. In a moment, we'll have your starting lineups. We ask now that you please all rise and honor America and those who protect it with the playing of our national anthem and the presentation of colors. Our national colors are being presented by Bryan Station High School's Air Force Junior ROTC, commanded by Cadet Senior Master Sergeant Nicholas Rice, followed by Cadet Colonel Carrie James, Cadet Lieutenant Lexi Richardson, and Cadet Major Levi Richardson. And now, our national anthem. And now, let's meet our starting lineups first for the Generals of Lafayette High School out of District 43, wearing their red uniforms, trimmed in blue and white. At guard, a 5'9" junior, number 3, Jalen Jenkins. At guard, a 6'1" senior, number 11, Lucky Jackson. At guard, a 5'10" sophomore, number 23, Jawante Carpenter. At guard, a 6' junior, number 25, Harrison Lane. At center, a 6'6" junior, number 44, Ross Jenkins. The Generals are coached by Michael Mendenhall III. And now the Defenders of Bryan Station out of District 42, wearing their white uniforms trimmed in green and gold. At guard, a 6' junior, number 1, Andre Davis. At guard, a 6' senior, number 5, C.J. Walker. At guard, a 6' senior, number 12, Josh Owsley. At forward, a 6'2" senior, number 13, Taquan Clate. At center, a 6'8" senior, number 22, Chase Caldwell. The Defenders are coached by Tommy Johnson.
Good job by the public address announcer here tonight at the McBrayer Arena, the campus of Eastern Kentucky University. Next year, this region tournament will slide back over to the Frankfort Civic Center, Convention Center over there in Frankfort. They're going to bounce it back over there. That's at least the plan, Coach Tony Wise, that they'll rotate it back from the 2 facilities the next few years.
That cuts down on our travel, that's for sure. I love it over there.
Bryan Station, as we said, 21-7, coached by Tommy Johnson, Michael Mendenhall III. Lafayette 21 wins for the Generals. Ross Jenkins is already positioned. He's ready to go up. We see one big change. Big 6'5" Chase Caldwell is getting that starting assignment. Tall, slender fella, isn't he, Mr. Caldwell?
Well, I wonder if he's known long enough that he's not playing or was playing and going to start tonight. So we'll see how he handles the pressure.
So it will be Caldwell against big 6'7" Ross Jenkins, and we're just about set for the Final Four of the boys' 11th region. And the tap is controlled. Caldwell taps it in backcourt, and Carpenter is going to hand it now to his teammate Jalen Jenkins. He's going to work it across for the Lafayette Generals, and on the defensive side will be C.J. Walker. Goes to Ross Jenkins with Caldwell on him, out to Harrison Lane. Housley loop it down low to Jenkins. Jenkins kicks it on the right side. Jenkins down the lane. Jalen bounces over to Lucky Jackson. Here's a steal. And Clyte leads it out now to Davis. Davis dribbling in between two defenders. Hands it over to Walker. Walker on the left side looking down low. Bounces it to Caldwell. Caldwell back to Walker, who of course one of the great receivers on that football team this year at Bryan Station.
Yeah, he gets down the court pretty quickly, doesn't he?
Walker angles on the right side, taking up. Now kicks it now to Owsley, great baseball player. Out top, Clyte lines it up, knocks it down inside the three-point line. Daquan Clyte gets things going for the station offense.
Clyte's not known as a jump shooter. If he knocks that shot down, that'll help offset the loss of Dishman.
2-0 defenders, and with the basketball is Jalen Jenkins. He bounces it back now, looks over at Coach Mendenhall, and with the basketball, they give it over now to Ross Jenkins. Jenkins out top, Harrison Lane on the dribble, spins, gives it over to Jenkins. Jenkins working on Walker, skips it out top to Carpenter. They go over to Lucky Jackson, who's going to Western. Down the lane, dumps it down low, Ross Jenkins. Coming there to strip it away is Daquan Clyte. He leads it out to Walker. Walker left side, off glass, missed it, and a whistle and a foul called. And that was a little bit of a delayed whistle there, I thought.
A great job by Walker to hesitate and pick up the foul on Jenkins. Jenkins was in foul trouble Saturday, and I think that hurt Lafayette in the first half against us. So we'll see if he can stay out of foul trouble tonight. That's an early foul.
Coach, it was that hesitation dribble that drew that contact, wasn't it, for Mr. Walker?
Yeah, he even does that quick.
He missed the free throw. 2-0 Station leads on it. Daquan Clyte shot just inside. You know, my coach always told me if you're going to shoot it there, make sure you're behind that three-point line.
He's got that right.
Too close.
That's right.
Second one is knocked down there by Walker. He's one of two. It's 3-0. Station with the early lead here at the 11th Region Final Four. With the basketball, Lafayette, as you look on the PrepSpin, going left to right on your screen in their red, and bouncing it down is Jalen Jenkins, a junior. Jenkins bounce passes over to Lucky Jackson, takes it on Clyte. Jackson hanging off glass, no. There's Ross Jenkins offensively turning and missed it. Goes back after it, ball out of there. Owsley got a hand on it. I tell you, Ross Jenkins, good defense there by the big fella for Station, Chase Caldwell.
Yeah, his length will bother Jenkins, but I don't know if he is physically enough to handle him all night long down there.
Jenkins kicks it around now to Carpenter, over to Lucky Jackson. He comes back now to Jalen Jenkins, 6:05 to go, first period. Bryan Station up top, 3-0 right now over Lafayette. Lafayette the slight favorite in this game. Carpenter over to Jalen Jenkins, lines up the three, back of the rim, no, and climbing the ladder there is Owsley. Walker takes it from him. Walker pushing it down the middle. Walker down the lane, picked up, and Jenkins comes out with a strip. Owsley and Davis are back. Jenkins drives down, throws it up, no. Andre Davis there battling, and it's going to be knocked out by Lafayette. Give it to Bryan Station.
I think Bryan Station will let Jenkins shoot that all night. He's only 6 of 36 from the three on the year.
Lafayette 0 for 4 from the field here early on. Station 1 for 1 on that shot by Clyte. You got to get Harrison Lane some looks, don't you? The three-point artist.
He never forces the issue.
Shot by Clyte, knocks it down. Daquan Clyte with a second basket for the football star, and it's 5-0 defenders. Lucky Jackson, right side lobs down to Ross Jenkins. Jenkins turns and scores.
Caldwell fronting the post there. I'd like to see him play behind, even though he gives up some weight. His length can give Jenkins some problems.
Walker too strong on that shot, rebounded by Caldwell, then swatted away by Lucky Jackson. Davis thought about it, moves into paint. Now runner knocked away, foul called, and Carpenter, I think, picked it up.
Another great shot fake by Andre Davis and blew past Harrison Lane to pick up the foul and get to the line for two. I kind of like Bryan Station's defensive strategy so far. Caldwell got caught in front of him that time, but he's been playing behind him, and they're really getting off to help with Lucky Jackson. They're going to dare him to beat him from the outside.
Davis coming off an outstanding performance Saturday where he was a leading scorer with 23 points in that game?
Yeah, he made it look effortless, too.
He hits both free throws. He's a good free throw shooter, as you might well expect. 7-2. Station up 5 here early with 5 minutes to go in the first period here at the boys' Final Four here at Eastern Kentucky University. Jenkins bounce past Lucky Jackson. Lane gets it back now. They're looking over to Harrison Lane, but Owsley's D'ing him up pretty good. Backing it back up now is Jalen Jenkins. Ross trying to get down low on Caldwell, but can't free up. Jalen Jenkins bounces now to Ross Jenkins, right side free throw line extended. He skips it back over to Carpenter, back around to Jalen. Jalen bounces down low to Lucky. Ball goes off his foot, picked back up by Jenkins. 4:28 down low, Ross Jenkins. Jenkins power move, hook shot, no. And battle for it, ball battled around, coming out of there with it is Walker. Here comes Carl, C.J. Walker down the lane and put it in. Well, that was fast.
That's a whole different gear right there. My goodness.
Walker with a great move to the basket, made it 9-2. We'll step out here on PrepSpin.com with the Bryan Station leading 4:15, 9-2 defenders.
I'm Todd Graves with special guest Les Miles. Fans seem to have a set of game day traditions they really love.
And one tradition I really love is the one love of Raising Cane's. The delicious taste of those fresh, never frozen chicken fingers, along with that amazing cane sauce, lemonade, and sweet tea.
Wow, I think that covers every game day tradition out there.
You didn't mention my sweet dance moves.
That's a whole other show.
Raising Cane's.
One love.
Back here at the 11th Region Tournament, Gary Ball, Tony Wise with Aaron Rose and William Warfield on PrepSpin. Thanks for being with us tonight. Lexington Bryan Station and Lexington Lafayette. And the defenders have the early lead, 9-2, Coach.
Oh, man, Bryan Station's come out defensively. They are just swarming on Lafayette.
Carpenter down the lane, off glass. No, there's Ross Jenkins battling it. He puts it home. Ross Jenkins kind of willing himself to that basket.
Yeah, that's one of the things he does best. He absolutely murders the offensive glass. But Bryan Station is all over Lafayette defensively.
9-4. Owsley goes in the middle to Clyde, and there to the basket won't go. There's Caldwell. Jackson strips it away. Jackson leads it out now to Jalen Jenkins. Jenkins down the right side now. Circles the wagons, goes over to the left side. Carpenter thought about that three, but then pulled the trigger. Did not pull the trigger. Lane trying to get open. Owsley's doing a good job on him. Out it goes to Jalen, over to Carpenter, lines up the three. Back of the rim, no rebound by Owsley. Backside, Lane strips it and reverses it up and in.
Yeah, Owsley got real lazy there. Look down the court, what you want your kids to do. Lane from the backside to strip in the bucket.
Harrison Lane, the son of Bryan Lane, of course, grandson of Don Lane, a great Transylvania legend. And, boy, he did a nice job there. You know, he's probably getting tired of Owsley dogging him so much defensively. He saw an opportunity there and said, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm going to strip it, lay it in, and nice reverse shot. That wasn't an easy shot.
Not at all. Very, very heady, very heady player, as you would expect from the coach's son. Harrison Lane, very patient tonight. That's probably the cleanest look he might get all night.
You know, let's go back. It was 9-2. Those baskets by Lafayette were both Ross Jenkins with a stick back and then Harrison Lane with a strip. So, you know, they got back in the game with just hustle.
Absolutely.
Clyde thought about it. Now he says, no, I'm going to pound it down here on Lucky Jack. There's two great football players right there. Down low, Caldwell got a piece of it. Was William Watkins. Watkins just checked in and got a piece of that one. Right side with it and to the basket, laying it up and in quickly as Downey. Downey did not play for Lafayette Saturday, but down the other way, Walker. And he tries to scoop and score. Ball knocked out of bounds there by Lafayette. But how about Downey making his presence felt?
Well, you know, I think two big keys tonight. William Watkins has continued to get better for Lafayette, and Downey not playing Saturday left them thin on the backcourt when he got in the foul trouble. But he is instant offense. Those two kids have really solidified Lafayette's options offensively.
Walker to Davis, and he throws it behind him out of bounds. Turn it over to Lafayette, trying to line it up for Andre Davis, who, by the way, does not have a field goal. He's got a couple of free throws. Let's look at some early numbers, Coach. 3 for 7 for Station. That's 43%. And for the Lafayette Generals, they're 4 of the 11 shooting and 0 for 2 behind the line, the three-point line. Right now, 9-8 ball game. It's been tight because Lafayette's hustles kept them in it.
Absolutely. You know, Bryan Station, it's going to be difficult to score here in the half court for Lafayette. Now Ross Jenkins is out. We'll see how they do.
Watkins to the basket, scoops it up, no rebound by Clyde. William Watkins saw something there, didn't he, Coach? But he wasn't able to finish. Kick it in the corner now. To the basket, Owsley, and he powers it up and lays it in. Nice move by Josh Owsley. Boy, he's a great baseball player, too. Division I baseball player. And Owsley lays that one in. It's 11-8. Harrison Lane Little floater, and that's short. Won't go, and out of bounds. It will go to Bryan Station.
Yeah, Harrison Lane needs to slow down a little bit. Forcing the issue there, that's not his game at all, putting it on the floor and scoring.
Started a little slow Saturday for Lafayette, but then finished strong with 18 points.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me that.
Against your Flyers. Pass comes over to Owsley, who just had that last basket down the left side, hop, skip, and a jump off glass, and
nice
rattles
shot.
it in.
Yeah, great shot. Owsley got under control and able to use the glass. His dad was quite the scorer at Berea College.
133, 13-8 lead back to 5. Downey thought about it. Now goes over to Jenkins. They swing it around to Lucky. Jackson to the basket, hanging. Nice move by Jackson as he knocks down his first basket.
Yeah, him going to the right is not his comfort zone, but he was able to switch it back to his left hand for the nice finish.
13-10. Down the lane. They kick it over the left side. Shot knocked down nicely by Dunn. Timmy Dunn. Was he behind the three-point line there? Yes, he was. Dunn behind the three-point line down to our left. And it's 16-10, Station on the Dunn three.
If Bryan Station shoots the ball with any consistency, Gary, they will be difficult to beat here in Richmond or next week in Rupp Arena if they can get there.
And Mahari Sturgis has just checked in as Tommy Johnson does a revolving door over there. Also coming in quickly to the lineup was Raphael Few, the junior. So you got Davis, Few. You also have Dunn, who just knocked down that three. You got Caldwell still in there, and you got Mahari Sturgis as well.
Caldwell just came back in. Jenkins got inserted back in the lineup, so Tommy Johnson puts him back in.
Good. Here's Davis. Gives it in the middle. Few gives to Caldwell. Turns and scores. Well, good dish there by Raphael Few, the little fella. 18-10. States with their biggest lead of 8. Remember, they led early on by 7. They lead here by 8, 18-10, 39 seconds in the first period. And the crowd's starting to pick up a little bit in here. Maybe they heard us dissing the crowd a little bit. 32 seconds. Right side, Downey. Out top to Watkins. He'll line up the three. Rolls off the iron and rebounded by Caldwell.
I can't believe that's the best shot Lafayette can get.
Back to the basket, laying it up and in nicely by Dunn. Dunn's got 5 now off the bench.
Bryan Station just beating Lafayette down the floor.
Jenkins, remember these two teams played twice throughout the regular season, and Lafayette owns both wins over this Station team. Beat them twice, beat them by 1 in January, and then beat them by double digits in February. So Lafayette owns a 2-0 lead, but Station looking like the team that's wanting to get to that regional championship tomorrow night. 20-10 lead right now.
Jalen Jenkins has done a very nice job at the point position, but tonight they might need more offense. I would be surprised to see Downey take over at the point.
Downey in trouble. Comes over now to Cameron Greenup, who just checked in. Goes to Lucky. Lucky to the basket. Missed it. And rebounded coming out of there with it, Sturgis. And that's going to do it for the first quarter. And Bryan Station put 20 points up on the board. The defenders of Bryan Station 20. The Lafayette Generals 10. We'll come back with second quarter action on PrepSpin after this timeout.
The Kentucky Center for Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner, is now Clear Choice Orthodontics. Why the name change, you ask? Well, we believe that there's only one choice for all your orthodontics needs, and that choice is clear. Clear Choice Orthodontics. We offer a unique level of care for each smile in your family. We also feature the latest in Invisalign technology and Invisalign Teen. Put our award-winning experience to work for you. For a lifetime of beautiful smiles, come visit the most outstanding orthodontist in Kentucky, Clear Choice Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter. Locally owned and operated since 1972.
Back here at the 11th Region Tournament, set for a second quarter action with the Lexington Bryan Station 20, Lafayette 10. 8 of 12 shooting in that first quarter by the defenders, outstanding 66%, and 5 of 15, 33% by Lafayette. But what did Station do, Coach Wise, to get this 10-point lead here heading to the second?
I think defensively they've come out and started to swarm Lafayette. They've got it off the glass and beating them down the floor. Talking to Coach Mendenhall before the game, he told me they weren't going to play zone, but Bryan Station won't let them get set up in the half court, any kind of defense.
Over to Dunn, down low to Caldwell, posting up, turns around, short arms it, rebounded by Ross Jenkins. Jenkins clears it out now to Downey. 7:40 to go, 20-10. Harrison Lane in the lane, trying to dump it to Ross Jenkins, and some contact there. Foul called against Bryan Station. Only one foul called against Station. That's the second foul, whereas Lafayette's committed 3 team fouls. That foul went on Bryan Station's number 5, Walker. Shot will go in and count there for William Watkins. He wears the goggles. He wears them well.
That's what he does well, is to penetrate and attack the basket, taking the bump and finish. And as we would say,
soup and a sandwich.
I live for that right there. That's my favorite part of the night.
We'll use it again, I'm sure.
Oh, I hope so.
I was looking down to see who got the foul, and then he made the quick shot on me, so that happens. Missed the free throw, though. Could have cut it to 7. 20-12. Bryan Station by 8. Out top it comes now to Walker. Back over to Clyde. Clyde in trouble. Back now to Carl C.J. Walker. Walker's going to play some college football. There's a lot of college football players out on this floor tonight. And several of them are for Bryan Station. Caldwell looking down low, can't find anybody. Now he hands it up over to Dunn. Dunn came in, hit that big 3. Dunn down the lane, hanging and scoring.
He just manhandled Downey there. Reverse pivot, bounced off of him and finished over the big fella.
Tim Dunn now already with 7 points off the bench. Harrison Lane looks for a pick for Jenkins. Now comes over now to Downey. Downey kicks it in the corner to Watkins. Watkins down the lane, throws it up, draws the foul there on Caldwell. Good job by William Watkins. Watkins has come in giving Coach Mendenhall some good minutes off the bench.
Yeah, just to watch his development over the year. You know, we saw him at Christmas. He wasn't much of a factor, but, man, he's got a great body, very strong kid. Now he's obviously gotten some confidence playing against the schedule Lafayette plays and is playing real well tonight.
Missed the free throw. That's his second miss at the line. Remember, he had the 3-point opportunity earlier. The lead is 10 for Bryan Station, 22-12, 6:44 to go here in the first half at EKU. Crowd starting to pick up here. And he rolls out when he hit the front of the iron, rolled in for Watkins. Gets the lead down to single digits now. 9-point lead for the defenders, 22-13 here at the boys 11th region tournament. Coming up later to be Lexington Catholic as they will take on that very good Henry Clay team. Winner here gets to the regional final. That'll be live tomorrow night on PrepSpin and WVLK at 7:30. Down low, Caldwell, backdoor going to Dunn, and it's blocked there by Jenkins. Tap, battle around. Ross Jenkins rips it out of there and says, I'll take that. Thank you very much.
Great play by the big fella, not only to get the block, but to also get the loose ball.
Lucky Jackson thought about the 3. Goes to Downey, working on Clyde. Throws it up. No, Ross Jenkins there battling, and Caldwell taps it right over to his teammate, Taquan Clyde. Clyde crossing over, down the lane, hanging, and missed it. And over the back's going to be called as it looked like the little fellow there, Jalen Jenkins, had 2 players over top of him. And the referee said, yeah, it's got to be a foul on somebody.
Great job by Jenkins blocking out. You know, that's a lost art in basketball. It seems like kids either shoot the 15-footer or the 3-point shot, but when they're on the move, going full speed, they always want to get to the basket. I don't understand why kids won't pull up and hit an 8, 10, 12-footer. That is a lost art in basketball.
Coach, that foul went on to Taquan Clyde. That's his first, but the team's 5th against Station. 22-13. Lafayette started a little slow against your Flyers. Here's a reach around by Caldwell. Ooh. He's going to pick up his second.
I don't like that call at all. You know, Jenkins is so big, there's going to be contact down there. I thought Caldwell's length right around, reached around, swatted the ball away. I thought that was a clean steal.
5:55 to go, 22-13. Caldwell out, and coming in for Bryan Station will be Bruton, of course, Dallas Bruton, the big football quarterback. Ball batted around, coming out there with a Clyde, and he throws it away, trying to go to Davis. Dallas Bruton, I'm not sure he's played much basketball. He's a great quarterback along with Davis on the football team, but when we've done Station this year several times, haven't seen him on the floor.
I haven't either. Matter of fact, I don't know if he was prepared to play yet. Shirt tail out and everything we got put in the game.
But you got to go when you got to go.
That's right.
It's in the ball game, that is. Right side it goes now to Downey, and there's going to be a whistle. I think Dallas Bruton. And it looks like Dallas Bruton, but we were doing a football game back in the fall, Coach Meehan and I, and his mother came up to the press box and said, Mr. Ball, it's Bruton. I said, okay, we got it now. We got to know the pronunciation now.
You didn't mess that up.
I didn't mess it up after that. I almost blew it today. It's Dallas Bruton. 22-13. In there is Ross Jenkins, a big fella. You know, I had him out at the TV show last week. He said he's 6'8". I don't know. They list him at 6'7". He missed a free throw, though, rebounded by Bruton.
Well, Lafayette in the bonus with plenty of time left here in the second quarter. Have to keep attacking the basket and get 3 points, get yourself back in the game.
Davis to Walker. Back over to Andre Davis. He's trying to get his offense going, and Davis with 2 points, both at the charity stripe, coming off 23 points against Franklin County.
And they're up 9 without him doing really much of anything.
In their first round game.
We can only lose to one.
That's right. There was a long day Saturday.
Okay.
4 games. Davis 6 games in total.
Yes.
Out top, Davis. Down low, Dallas Bruton turns and scores.
I got to believe that's stealing points for Bryan Station, the big fella. Nice little jump hook. That didn't look like his first time making that shot.
Under 5 minutes now, 24-13. Bryan Station leading Lafayette. Lafayette, the higher-ranked team. 4:50 to go here in the first half. Lafayette struggling offensively.
Give credit to Bryan Station's defense. They are all over them.
Ross Jenkins kicks it over to Jalen Jenkins. Jenkins lines it up. Off the mark. They can't buy one. Rebounded backside by Taquan Clyde. Here comes Davis now lining up the three. No good off the mark, and there's a box out. See what the call is here.
Harrison Lane on the block out. Clayton was going to get around him and grabbed him and almost pulled him down. That's probably a smart play because if he doesn't grab him, he probably gets it and puts it in.
Get Tim Dunn back in for Dallas Bruton for Station.
If he hasn't played a lot, he might be out of breath. He might need a quick blow to get some oxygen over there. But he sure did give him good minutes, that's for sure.
Yes, he did. And a nice little hook shot in the lane, knocked it down. 24-13 here. And in the game also for Owsley back in there. He's played well, the starter. Over to Davis, fakes on Ross Jenkins. Andre Davis be one of the top quarterback. Blocked by Jenkins and batted around, and Lucky Jackson saves it to Jenkins. Andre Davis for Station will be one of the top quarterbacks in Kentucky this fall. Right side Harrison Lane, cut off by Owsley. Loops it down to Ross Jenkins. Jenkins turns and banks it home. Boy, he just hesitated and then knocked it down. Ross Jenkins was 6 now, but I tell you what, that young man's got some moves around the basket. He's only a junior, so he's got room to improve next year.
Well, Harrison Lane with a great entry pass, but Jenkins, as you said, hesitated, never got in a hurry, was able to finish.
Davis kicks it over to Owsley. He launches off the mark, and Jackson, but Clyde gets it back over to Davis. He hangs. Ross Jenkins blocks it. Foul called on Ross Jenkins.
Now, see, here's the thing as a coach. I don't like that call simply from the fact that Davis jumps into Jenkins. Jenkins jumps straight up, makes a clean block, but because the contact was initiated by the offensive guy, he gets the benefit of the doubt. I didn't think that was a foul. That was great defense.
Davis knocked down the free throw. He's got 3 points all at the line. But the rebounding being dominated right now. Station 16-8 on the boards, just cleaning the boards against Lafayette right now.
Which usually it's the other way around when you play Lafayette.
Davis' second free throw, and he rattles it in. Davis has all 4 points at the charity stripe. The 6'3 junior, as I already talked about in football, he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks coming back this fall in the state.
I like the way he's playing tonight, Gary.
Yeah.
You know, he's not forcing the issue at all.
In trouble in the corner, Carpenter goes to Lane. Clyde on top of him. Harrison feels the pressure, comes out of there on the dribble. 3:27, 26-15, Station by 11. Jackson on Owsley. Lucky, cut off. Loops it back out now to Jalen Jenkins. Jalen working on Walker. Boy, Bryan Station really getting after it here defensively. Jenkins spinning like a top. Now hands it to Harrison Lane. Jenkins sets a pick way out top. Harrison back toward the middle. Lane left side on Bruton. Throws it up and draws the foul there on Dallas Bruton.
Wow. I'm not real sure about that one either. Harrison Lane way out of control. Didn't even get to turn the corner to even create much contact, I didn't think.
Harrison Lane with 2 points tonight. His first free throw rolls out of there. Lane normally a really good free throw shooter.
You know what, Bryan Station's not only stifled Lafayette in the half court, Lafayette is really good in transition. They don't have any transition baskets tonight, which means that they're not able to press.
Lane missed them both. They do get in a 2-2-1 press here, even though he missed both free throw. Ball knocked away, stolen by Jackson. Lucky in the front court, working in on Owsley. Hanging, rejected by Davis. Foul called, though. That foul's not going to be on Davis on the block. It's going to be on Walker.
That'll be his second. If you're Lafayette, if I'm Mike Mendenhall III, I'm telling my guys, look, we've kind of taken their initial punch here. Let's keep attacking the basket. Keep getting to the free throw line. Let those fouls build up and build up slowly, but we'll get them there.
Lucky.
Now, you got to make your free throws,
Yeah,
though.
they've missed 3 in a row. Harrison Lane missed 2, and now Lucky misses his first, so they've missed 3 free throws. They could have had this down to an 8-point ball game with those free throws. By the way, that foul, we were correct. It did go as the second personal on Walker. Rattles that one in, does Lucky. Lucky Jackson, 3 points now. It's 26-16. Lane going out. Jalen Jenkins going out as Carpenter and Downey come back in to join William Watkins, Lucky Jackson, and the big fellow Ross Jenkins for Lafayette. Station going with Owsley, Walker, Taquan Clyte, Dallas Bruton, and also Andre Davis. In the corner to Dallas Bruton, looking, comes out to Owsley, kicks it in the corner. Andre Davis lines up the three, off the mark, and there's Ross Jenkins showing why 6'8" is better than 6'2". Down the lane, hanging, and Downey's shot won't go. There's Watkins. He powers it up, won't go. Battle for it, coming down to there with it. Owsley lead it out to Davis, but Lucky Jackson there intercepts it.
He gobbled that up like a free safety, didn't he?
Said he's going to play wide receiver at Western. Here's Watkins down low, blocked by Clyte. Watkins gets it back, hangs, blocked again by Clyte, picked up by Downey. Owsley had a hand on it, and they're going to give it. They're going to say Owsley never touched it. They're going to give it to Bryan Station.
I thought that was a good call. And Bryan Station's defense, holy cow, they are just everywhere. Are there 5 out there or like 7 or 8 out there? That's what it seems like.
Lead is 10 for the defenders. 2:05 here in the first half. 10 of 23 shooting by Bryan Station and just 7 of 24. Here's another steal, though, by Lafayette. And they throw it behind Downey. Watkins trying to lead it to T.J. Downey, but threw it behind him.
What did we just talk about? Lafayette scoring in transition. Had 3 straight opportunities to score in transition and failed in all 3. Good timeout by Tommy Johnson, settling his kids down.
Timeout on the court. Bryan Station leading 26-16, under 2 minutes to go here. First half. We'll be back on PrepSpin.com.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
We're back at Eastern Kentucky University's McBrayer Arena for the boys' 11th region semifinals. It's Lexington Lafayette, Lexington Bryan Station. Defense has been the story for the defenders. They have held Lafayette to 7 of 24 shooting. And I tell you what, on the boards, they have dominated with a total of 19 rebounds to 12 rebounds by Lafayette, leading the way Clyte with 6 rebounds already. You know, you got Andre Davis who hadn't got a field goal, and you're up by 10 against a good Lafayette team. That tells you what D has done for you for tonight.
It has. You know, and another stat that jumps out to me, Saturday, Lafayette had 24 made field goals, had 22 assists. I look at Bryan Station, 10 field goals, 7 assists, only 2 assists on 7 field goals for Lafayette.
Davis kicks it back to Josh Owsley, back over to Carl C.J. Walker. Walker back to Davis, cutting through. Davis hanging, and it rolls out. Almost had the end one, but does draw the foul. Foul against Lafayette with 1:43 to go. They called that on William Watkins, a personal. And that is the 6th team foul against Lafayette. Station's already committed 9 team fouls. Davis missed his first free throw. He was 4 for 4 prior to that at the line. Has 4 points, does Andre Davis. 6'3" junior. Came into this game averaging 14 points on the season.
Yeah, he's a streaky shooter. He can light it up in a hurry.
Got the second one, 5 points for Davis. The lead is 11, 27-16. Harrison Lane dumping it down. High pass to his big fella Jenkins. Couldn't handle it. Out top, Lucky Jackson fakes with it over to Downey. Back to Downey, kick to Harrison Lane. Lines up the 3, bullseye. That's what they need to get. I've been saying that. You got to set some picks. If you get some shots for Harrison Lane, he can knock down threes in a hurry.
That's a big shot, too. Gets it under 10 here with 1:20 to go.
Clyte down low, hanging, and going to be fouled by Harrison Lane, and Harrison's picked up his second. So Harrison Lane with 2 now. It is bonus time, although he was shooting anyway, Taquan Clyte. Clyte in a football game this year against number 1 team in the state, Scott County, had 4 touchdown catches in that big Bryan Station upset of Scott County at the time.
As difficult as it seems to be to play them in basketball, I'm not sure I'd want to be a defensive coordinator, even though you get a week to prepare for these guys. Man, are they quick.
Free throw is short there by Taquan Clyte. Remember, DeAndre Dishman, the big fella, not even playing tonight for Bryan Station.
And Caldwell and Bruton have done a wonderful job to come in and get those minutes.
27-19. Bryan stationed by 8. They've led by as many as 11 was their biggest lead. And he got the second one. Clyde with 5 points, 28-19. And as I said, Harrison Lane, Owsley on him, but you can bet with him knocking down that last 3 that the Generals are going to try to get him some more looks at the basket. Lucky Jackson being pressed by Clyde, gives back now to Jaquante Carpenter. Carpenter across the line on Sturgis, who just checked back in. He was in earlier in the ball game. Carpenter pounded it down near the midcourt, bounces over to Lucky, works on Clyde. Jackson spinning. Jackson loses the handle on it, picks it back up, goes to Lane. Here's another deep 3 by Lane. That one's an air ball.
Rushed that one. Owsley actually left him and realized it too quick, and Harrison Lane just rushed that, but had a clean look at it.
If that goes, you've got a 6-point ball game, but that hit nothing but air. Caldwell out, Davis back in. Let's check your lineup for you. You got, boy, I tell you, both coaches putting a lot of players. I think about
it's like a hockey game.
Goodness gracious, I think 10 or 11 guys have played for each team. Here's which is good.
Which is the way they play. The pace they play, you have to sub a lot.
Walker, ball kicked there, so let's check the lineups for you because it's going to change the next time we probably talk about it. You've got Owsley in there. You got Walker. You have Clyde, Sturgis, and I'm blocked by the referee and Davis. So that's your 5 for Station. Owsley might have threw an elbow there, no call. Clyde to the basket, hanging, and banks it high off the glass.
Kind of a wild shot, but
that was Clyde, I believe, wasn't it?
Yep, able to get it off the glass.
Clyde Jackson, and he is fouled hard there by Clyde. Foul called. 30-19. Bryan stationed by 11 with 29 points. As bad as Lafayette has played, and they have played poorly here in the first half, you make some free throws here, you got it down to single digits.
You know, I don't know if it's Lafayette playing poorly or Bryan Station making them look worse than what they really are. I mean, their defense tonight has just been really fun to watch. Can't be much fun to play against, but a lot of fun to watch.
Yep. 30-19, and Jackson missed that first free throw. He'll cut it down to 10 if he knocked this one down. 29.5, Lucky Jackson. Trying to make it a 10-point game. Short, rebounded by Clyde. They're missing a lot of free throws. Speaking of Lafayette. I mean, this would be a 5-point game if they were making the free throws. Walker. Angling right side. Now throws it high over to Davis. Davis. He's got the headband on tonight, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. 2 of 10 from the free throw line, Lafayette.
Davis has not made a field goal tonight. Davis, left side. Kicks it over to right side. Walker lines up the deep 3 off the iron. No, there's Ross Jenkins. That's going to do it for the first half, and it was all Bryan Station defensively. They lead at 30-19 over Lafayette here at halftime. We'll return with some halftime numbers with Bryan Station leading by 11, 30-19 here at halftime. We'll return on PrepSpin.com.
Kentucky Children's Hospital is here to care for Kentucky's kids. From primary care to serious illness, we are specially trained to address their unique needs. Kentucky Children's Hospital is one of only 2 hospitals in the state with specially trained pediatric surgeons, a level 4 NICU for the tiniest babies, a pediatric ICU, and a 24-hour pediatric emergency room to care for the most critically ill or injured children. We are here to provide whatever care your child needs.
In 1956, Gene Lowe started a small sporting goods store in London to help local schools. Over 50 years later, Lowe's Sporting Goods has grown to meet the needs of our community. We offer screen printing, lettering, and monogramming, and a full line of custom trophies for your teams and events. Lowe's has fan apparel from the NFL, UK, and all of our local schools. So no matter what team, no matter what season, Lowe's can outfit your team from head to toe, on the field, on the hardwood, or in the boardroom. Swing on over to Lowe's Sporting Goods, 901 Main Street in London and 916 Master Street in Corbin.
I'm Todd Graves with special guest Les Miles. Fans seem to have a set of game day traditions they really love.
And one tradition I really love is the one love of Raising Cane's. The delicious taste of those fresh, never frozen chicken fingers, along with that amazing cane sauce, lemonade, and sweet tea.
Wow, I think that covers every game day tradition out there.
You didn't mention my sweet dance moves.
That's a whole other show. Raising Cane's, one love.
The Kentucky Center for Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner, is now Clear Choice Orthodontics. Why the name change, you ask? Well, we believe that there's only one choice for all your orthodontics needs, and that choice is clear. Clear Choice Orthodontics. We offer a unique level of care for each smile in your family, We also feature the latest in Invisalign technology and Invisalign Teen. Put our award-winning experience to work for you. For a lifetime of beautiful smiles, come visit the most outstanding orthodontist in Kentucky, Clear Choice Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner.
Sitters are here.
I'm ready. Okay, kids, behave.
Man to man.
I got the little guy.
Oh, did you leave cash for the pizza?
I got it.
With more features than ever,
All right, who's hungry?
mobile banking from Central Bank lets you deposit checks,
You're in timeout.
pay bills,
Okay, you're gonna get a rip screen.
send and receive funds with Pop Money, and more. So you can stay in the game without missing a step. Do more with mobile banking from Central Bank, official bank of UK Athletics.
We're back here at the 11th Region Basketball Tournament, the Final Four tonight. Gary Ball courtside. Jake Jacobs joins us. He is the athletic trainer at Bryan Station High School. And Jake, how many years have you been over there at Bryan Station now as a trainer?
I started back in 1990.
So
this
is
is the 24th year.
24th season. I know I had a relative, a nephew that you took care of over there, Caleb Ball. He played football and basketball over at Bryan Station, a little bit of baseball, but he raved about you. And everybody over at Bryan Station, when you mentioned Jake Jacobs, they just love the job you do over there.
Well, thank you. I really enjoy it. It's been 24 years have flown by.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Every fall comes around, but July, which is fall for us, I can't believe it's another year. That's always the best time of year, though.
Well, Jake, we appreciate what you do. It's National Athletic Training Month. Tell us the theme of that and what is it revolving around the National Athletic Training Month.
Well, the National Association of Athletic Trainers have decided March is the athletic training month, so to honor our profession,
right,
and to give more publicity to us, we try to promote the athletic training as far as we can. Be present at most of the games, so people knows who we are besides just giving out water and taping ankles.
How tough is it going into baseball season as a trainer? You're here tonight with your basketball team, and they're up 30-19 here at halftime with great defense. But how tough is it with the snow and everything of getting all these kids' arms ready for baseball and softball?
That's usually the hard part. They get dormant all winter, so they go out and they start throwing 100 times, and they wonder why their arm's sore the next day. And you got to tell them to ease back and stood into it again. And now that the snow's finally out the field, I saw that the baseball team was down on the turf, along with the softball team.
Well, tell us what else, as far as athletic training. Folks listening out there, maybe there's a young kid who's thinking, maybe I want to be an athletic trainer. What would you give them some information, some wisdom on how to become an athletic trainer?
The best way to just talk to your athletic trainer. Hopefully every school has an athletic trainer who's listening that they can talk to the athletic trainer how to get involved, and it's the NATA.org.
Right.
Is our association's website. And I work for UK Sports Medicine. We also have a website also at uk.edu.
Right. UK Sports Medicine. You guys have been a big sponsor. Thanks for sponsoring the 11th Region Tournament here on PrepSpin. We appreciate that, of course. Right. We thank all of our sponsors. Bob Roberts Insurance here in Richmond on Main Street. Bob Roberts, just like UK Sports Medicine, they insure about half the state of Kentucky, Bob Roberts Insurance. And UK Sports Medicine, it seems like everybody works with you guys. I mean, I know all of Fayette County works with UK Sports Medicine.
Fayette County, and we have some outreach schools throughout the state, actually north and east.
Well, anything happened in that first half we should know about injury-wise for Bryan Station? Everybody good?
Everybody's good. Just keep it going on.
Well, Jake, you do a great job. They've got the walk-in clinic and the website, as you said, UK. Give them the website address.
That's uky.edu Sports Medicine.
Gotcha. Jake, thank you, sir. Good job.
Thank you.
And we'll see you down the road. Keep them healthy over there, will you?
Thank you.
That's Jake Jacobs with UK Sports Medicine, and he's with Bryan Station High School, has been for 24 years, does a terrific job. We'll come back with more here on PrepSpin with Bryan Station on top of Lafayette 30-19 here at halftime.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up in all sports. Pick it up in all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
Choosing a college is about setting a course, a path that leads to your destination. At EKU, the adventure is what lies in between. Eastern Kentucky University. Great journeys begin here.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank has a 143-year history of locations serving Kentucky communities.
555 Whitaker Bank Corporation employees serve the needs of our fellow Kentuckians.
Whitaker Bank offers 102 products and services designed with Kentuckians in mind.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Left hand good. Back. Drives into the lane, goes up and good, and is fouled. What a play by Jeremiah Bell.
Be good to go over there. I think Terry Johnson, a big donk right there by Matt Rose. Nice dish, too.
Stop Davis. Davis down low. Good pass. Played up and in by Cal.
Looking down low. Oh, the alley-oop.
6 seconds. Got him. Back door and the dunk with authority.
Rose, right wing. Ferguson steps into a three. Got it.
Ferguson now 14 points in this.
The following sports broadcast is brought to you by Clear Choice Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner. By Sutherland Chevrolet over in Nicholasville. By Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. By UK Healthcare Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine. By Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky. By Roberts Insurance and Investments. By UK Healthcare Kentucky Children's Hospital. By Crown Trophy. Dallin Family Dentistry. Central Bank. Lowe's Sporting Goods. Raymond James. Richard Noonan is your agent. By News Talk 590 WVLK. And by Rafferty's. We now take you live to today's ball game in high definition on PrepSpin.com.
And we're back here live at the boys 11th Region Final Four. Gary Ball, Tony Wise, Aaron Rose, William Warfield, cast of thousands here. Dave Shropshire, our public address announcer coordinator. It takes a village here, Coach Wise, to run the 11th Region Tournament. And right now, Bryan Station's defense very solid. Jake Jacobs, the athletic trainer at Bryan Station, talked with us at halftime, said everybody's healthy, everything looks good in the second half, and you've got the first half numbers. And as I say, numbers don't lie.
No, Lafayette 8 of 26 from the field, 1 of 6 from the three-point line, and a dismal 2 for 10 from the free throw line. And we talked about Bryan Station's defense. You know, not only are they ultra quick and athletic, but their defensive rotations and the way that Coach Johnson has them playing defense. Lucky Jackson, who is not a graded outside shooter, is usually on the far corner, on the weak side corner. His man is underneath the basket, so they're able to double-team Ross Jenkins before he gets the ball, discouraging the Lafayette kids to throw it in there. Their ball reversal hasn't been very good. Bryan Station doing an excellent job of playing passing lanes, making every pass difficult. And Lafayette, therefore, cannot get clean looks at the basket.
Coach Wise, a concern I've got if I'm Lafayette is you're down by 11 and Andre Davis, a superstar scorer for Station, doesn't even have a field goal. He's got some free throws in the first half, not one field goal, and you're still down 11 points. If Andre Davis starts lighting it up, it could be a long second half for you if you're Lafayette.
Yeah, Lafayette's done a good job on him. Davis is 0 for 3, all 3 field goal attempts from the three-point line.
But you brought up a very good point. He lets the game, he doesn't force things. He lets the game come to him. He doesn't have to get 30 shots. He likes to shoot the basketball. You and I like to shoot it too, but Andre Davis certainly likes to shoot it. But he's going to let the game come to him. He's not going to force it.
Well, I think Bryan Station's done such a good job in offensive transition off missed baskets, the few turnovers that Lafayette's had. That's what got built them to lead in the first quarter was offensive transition. But Lafayette really is hard to score on in transition, and Bryan Station just repeatedly beat them down the floor. Now, Lafayette got to the free throw line, which slowed the game down, allowed them to set their defense.
Didn't make them.
They didn't make them, but it slowed Bryan Station down. And, they only end up with 10 points that quarter.
And Coach, DeAndre Dishman, no problem. I mean, you look at what Caldwell's done. He's played well defensively. He's got a basket. Tim Dunn, 7 points. He knocked down the big three right off the bench. And then Dallas Bruton came in and made a nice little hook shot. So the guys that normally don't get a lot of playing time have got about 9, 11 points here right now at halftime for Station.
Yeah, the 3 guys playing in front of Dishman have 11 points and 5 rebounds.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm quite sure Dishman could have done the same thing. Now, what they're missing in the shot blocking category with DeAndre Dishman, Clyde has more than made up for it. He's challenged shots. He's got 3 blocks here at half, but he's challenged so much more. I mean, he's 6'1", 6'2", and he's one of those kids that easily plays 6'6", 6'7", and he has been dominant on the defensive end.
Bryan Station on top. We'll be back on PrepSpin with the second half. It's Lexington Bryan Station 30, Lexington Lafayette 19 here at halftime. We'll be back on PrepSpin.com.
Choosing a college is about setting a course, a path that leads to your destination. At EKU, the adventure is what lies in between. Eastern Kentucky University. Great journeys begin here.
I'm Todd Graves with special guest Les Miles. Fans seem to have a set of game day traditions they really love.
And one tradition I really love is the one love of Raising Cane's. The delicious taste of those fresh, never frozen chicken fingers, along with that amazing cane sauce, lemonade, and sweet tea.
Wow, I think that covers every game day tradition out there.
You didn't mention my sweet dance moves.
That's a whole other show. Raising Cane's, one love.
In 1956, Gene Lowe started a small sporting goods store in London to help local schools. Over 50 years later, Lowe's Sporting Goods has grown to meet the needs of our community. We offer screen printing, lettering, and monogramming, and a full line of custom trophies for your teams and events. Lowe's has fan apparel from the NFL, UK, and all of our local schools. So no matter what team, no matter what season, Lowe's can outfit your team from head to toe, on the field, on the hardwood, or in the boardroom. Swing on over to Lowe's Sporting Goods, 901 Main Street in London and 916 Master Street in Corbin.
Welcome back to the 11th Region Tournament, and Lafayette will start with the ball. Harrison Lane. It will be Jaquante Carpenter, Jalen Jenkins, Ross Jenkins, Lucky Jackson. Station will counter with Taquan Clyte, Chase Caldwell, C.J. Walker, Andre Davis, and Josh Owsley. And we got a final, from the 12th? Boyle County.
We have 2 defending region champions knocked off. In the 12th region, Boyle County, who we saw at the Christmas tournament, was very impressive, beats Wayne County 63-56. And the big one tonight, Ballard manhandles Trinity 67-54. There will be a new champion in the 7th region.
So Ballard knocks off Trinity. Boyle County knocks Wayne County out of it. There's Jenkins down the lane, off glass, no rebound by Clyte. That's 7 rebounds now for Taquan Clyte as we start the second half here at the boys' 11th Region Basketball Tournament. Gary Ball, Tony Wise, Aaron Rose, William Warfield, and David Shropshire. 30-19. Clyte comes out top. Andre Davis is swinging around right side now to Walker. He bounce passes down low to Clyte, posting up. Clyte left side, hanging, throwing it up. No, rebounded by Lucky Jackson. Lucky wanting to push it there for the Red and White Generals. Jackson kicks it over now to Carpenter. Cut off by Clyte. Carpenter down the lane, hanging off glass and banks it home. Nice move there by Carpenter. And Clyde down. They're going to have to attend to him.
That's normally not Carpenter's game is driving and attacking. He is a spot three-point shooter, shoots 37% on the year, but nice move under control by Carpenter. Great start by Lafayette.
7:10 to go, and they've got it down in the third to 9 points. Of course, like Tony Wise referenced, they missed 8 free throws, did Lafayette, in that first half. Good pass right side. Caldwell with the finish. Turnover.
I would like to see a replay of that. He said he was over the line. From our angle, it's difficult to see, but I'm not sure Carpenter was even out of bounds.
Yeah, that's hard to see from here, but 32-21, and Bryan Station will get the basketball. Looking, and Walker comes out to Clyde. Clyde penetrates, spins on lane, goes in on Jenkins, throws it off glass. He will get the soup and the sandwich.
Clyde defensively in the first half was dominant with his shot blocking and his challenging shots. Now he's come to play offensively here in the second half. A team leading in game high 9 points.
But how about that? The lead is the largest, 13 for Station after Carpenter got the tough shot there to start the second half for Lafayette. And then you got Clyde coming back with his three-point opportunity here. And he's short on that free throw. What can Lafayette do here, Coach Wise? They're down 13, and it's not looking good right now for Lafayette.
Lafayette is not a ball screen team. But I would like, even if it's Ross Jenkins setting the ball screen, I would like to get some ball screen action and force Bryan Station to either switch, hedge, create some mismatches going to the basket, and then you have Ross Jenkins rolling to the basket.
Jackson hands to Harrison Lane, slices right side, hands it back to Lucky. Lucky baseline, hanging to the basket and scoring, or do that.
Or let him go to the basket.
34,
so much for all that information.
Or just give it to your best athlete. Lucky Jackson, 34-23. Clyde crossing over, might have got away with a walk. High arc, good. I thought he traveled.
The old-fashioned Euro step. He has taken over with 7. Bryan State, 6 points here in the second half.
Down low it goes. Ross Jenkins, as he loses, Caldwell lays it in.
The only 2 times he has scored on the block in the half-court set is when Caldwell gets caught in front of him.
36-25. Defenders by 11. Their biggest lead was 13. 5:48 into third quarter here at the McBrayer Arena on the campus of Eastern Kentucky. The 11th Region Final Four coming up, Lexington Catholic, and that'll be a war with Henry Clay. Daniel Brown right behind us here on press row as he'll take his Blue Devils up against Coach Salzman. Caldwell working on Jenkins, hands it now to Davis, lines it up, and he knocks it down. That's what I'm talking about. If he gets going, look out. 39-25. He's got that look about him right now, doesn't he, Andre
sure
Davis?
Does. The whole Bryan Station team does.
Like, give me the ball. Here's a steal by Clyde. DeQuan Clyde with Davis to his left. Leads it to him. He drives. Hanks scores. He will get the soup and the sandwich.
We have some Lafayette kids kind of jawing with each other. Lucky Jackson very frustrated with his teammates. And Carpenter with the lazy pass. I would expect the Lafayette timeout very quickly.
And we're going to get one by Coach Mike Mendenhall III. 5:14. It's all Bryan Station. Their biggest lead. They lead by 16, 41-25 over this good Lafayette team. We'll return here on PrepSpin.com.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Welcome back to McBrayer Arena. Gary Ball with Tony Wise, Aaron Rose, and William Warfield on PrepSpin. And tonight it's Lexington Bryan Station. And Coach Wise, what have the defenders done here to get the 16-point lead here just 2 minutes and about 36 seconds into the second half?
We've talked about it all night, just their defensive intensity, their defensive rotations, being able to really limit Harrison Lane and his looks. Lucky Jackson has been able to get to the basket because of so much pressure, but, man, they have choked them off at the three-point line.
16 of 30 shooting by Station from the field, 2 of 7 behind the line, 11 of 30 shooting by the Generals. Davis free throw short, rebounded by Jenkins. Ross Jenkins tonight, a good body of work again, 8 points, and that's his 7th rebound. He'll have another double-double. He's a double-double type of guy. 5:05 to go in the third. Lucky Jackson hands it over to William Watkins. Watkins might have double dribbled there. Yeah, might have double dribbled. I thought so myself, and so did the Bryan Station fans. Lucky Jackson got on his teammates a little bit. Down the lane, knocked away by Owsley. Owsley there battling for it. Owsley for Station looking for help now. And he finally kicks it to Caldwell. And we're going to have a timeout called by Coach Tommy Johnson of Bryan Station because he saw the trouble they were having getting it over the 10-second line here. 4:41 to go in the third, and it's Bryan Station 41, Lafayette 25. Coming up a little bit later, Coach Justin Cheatham and Griffin Brixey will be our guest commentator. Bricks out of Henry Clay going to play some college football this fall, Bricks. And you're going to, where again? You're going to Kentucky Wesleyan. You're going to the Borough, right? He's going to the Borough to play his college football. He joined us on a game earlier this year and does a terrific job.
You know, one of the things tonight, what Lafayette likes to do, they like to go at 4 out, 1 in, and what Bryan Station's done, they have choked off that ball reversal. The only ball reversal they've gotten all night was Harrison Lane, his only clean look in the corner. And so what has happened now, Lafayette is depending on going one-on-one, but the weak side help is there, and they're just choking off all the penetration that Lafayette can muster. That's why I like to see maybe get some ball screen action, get the defense moving, and get some mismatches through the ball screens.
Walker across the line to Tim Dunn. He skips it over to Andre Davis. Davis stops and pops the three, in and out. Rebounded by Lucky Jackson. What a great rebound by Lucky. Clears it out to Jalen Jenkins. He goes over to T.J. Downey. Bad pass back to Jenkins, but he saves it there in front of Clyde. Down the lane, Jenkins to the basket and lays it in. Boy, I tell you what, they gave too much territory there to J.J. there, and he just laid it in, 41-27.
One of the few times Bryan Station didn't rotate on defense.
Walker's floater no to Quan Clyde rebound. He's got a bunch of them. Let's check his numbers. How many rebounds? That's 8 now for Clyde. Davis, little fadeaway. Got it. He's money. That's 7 in the quarter for Davis. He only had 5 in the first half. You look up, all of a sudden, he's got 12 points. That's what he does. He's like a microwave.
Scores in bunches.
Watkins to the basket hanging and rolls off Ross Jenkins and Caldwell pulls it away. Watkins there trying to tie him up. And now Walker barking out at Caldwell. 3:37. 43-27, Station by 16. Who would have thunk this? Clyde to the basket hanging and draws the foul. They'll go to the line, shoot a couple of free throws. I'm not surprised Bryan Station's winning. I'm surprised at the margin.
And truth be told, it really hasn't been that close.
I know. You're right.
Well, in the first half, the two-headed monster of Clyde and Davis, 6 points. They have 17 here in the third quarter.
And a lot of that is because of Andre Davis. As I said, he had 5 at halftime, and he's already got 7 here in the quarter. We've only played 4.5 minutes. Free throw short there by Clyde.
They have 11 of 13 here of Bryan Station's points in the third quarter. My addition's a little off. I'm still trying to recover from Saturday. I was here for 5 of the 6. I know I didn't put all 6 in like you did.
Yep, that was a long day. We got here about 8:30 in the morning, left at 10:30 at night, but it was worth it. And here's the second one coming by Clyde, and he knocks it down. I like this Clyde. I mean, he's just a good basketball player.
He never breathes heavy. It's not like he's tired.
His conditioning. He's awesome. Of course, we mentioned he had 4 touchdown catches in that big upset football win over Scott County. It might have been 5. I know he was our star of the game. It was either 4 or 5. I know he had a bunch. Here's a whistle and a foul called.
We finally got some ball screen action, and Lucky Jackson had the switch on Caldwell and chose to try to bounce pass it into Jenkins.
44-27, 17-point lead for Bryan Station. Out top, Carpenter, Lane. Harrison has it right side on free throw. Goes baseline, little floater, put it up and draws the foul. Lane will go to the line, and the foul's going to be called on Tim Dunn. So Dunn picked up the personal. Lane will go to the charity stripe. 3:09 to go, and that foul, if you're keeping score at home, went on Dunn, and he's got 2 now. No, they say Lane was not shooting, so surprise.
The 11th region, you get that call.
Downey, these are 7th region official, right?
Right.
Out of the 7th region, which, by the way, you already talked about it. What a big win for Ballard tonight over Trinity. I mean, kind of blew them out of the gym.
Ahead 7 at half and finished up beating by 13.
There's going to be a whistle foul called as Downey tried to take it in on Walker. 2:48 to go in the third. Coming up after this one, will be simulcasting on WVLK and on PrepSpin. It will be Lexington Catholic and Tanner Johnson and company as they will go up against Henry Clay and Mr. Tisdale. And yes, I'm going to call him Mr. Tisdale because the kid's got game.
Yes, he does.
He's got a lot of game. He's only a junior. He'll be one of the top players next year in the state, won't he?
Yes, he will.
Downey's free throw rattles it in.
He's really stepped up in his brother's absence, that's for sure.
Yeah, Jeremiah was the senior who tore his ACL in a pickup game on a dunk just in open court.
Yep, Coach Brown said no one was around him.
Nobody around him. It's one of those freak things. So Downey will shoot the second free throw and try to cut into this Bryan Station lead, which is 16 points. Downey's second one rolls in there. Downey with 4 points now. The lead is 44-29. Let's go back to that first half, though, where they were 2 of 10 at the line. You put those free throws up there, they're right in this ball game if they make their free throws in the first half.
Yeah, you do a great job of getting to the free throw line. You don't capitalize, especially when it's one and done.
Dunn. Speaking of one and done. Dunn across the line, ball knocked away. Throws it out to Few. Raphael Few.
Oh, that's a carry.
And
that's
he carried the
call.
basketball.
Sure
and, let's look here at Mr. Few. I was just wondering everybody watching, they can see it on PrepSpin. They list number 3, Raphael Few, at 5'11". If he's 5'11", I'm 6'10".
Okay,
he's about 5'4".
Whoever's doing that math was worse than my math about 5 minutes ago. Yeah, I'm with you. He's 5'4", 5'5". At
Goodness
the most.
gracious. I guess they're just trying to stretch a young man. I don't know.
Can't blame him for that.
No, 44-29, 2:28. It's all Bryan Station. Ross Jenkins, a big junior. He'll be back next year, all-region performer. And he double dribbled. Had he not, that would have been a lay-in there for Carpenter.
Try to put it on the floor against this quick Bryan Station defense. Way too many hands. He got it back, but took an extra step.
Few and Dunn go out. Owsley back in with Walker, Davis, Caldwell, and Clyde. 2:21 to go, and it's all Bryan Station. They lead by 15, 44-29 over Lafayette. Both teams ranked very high. Lafayette was actually the higher-ranked team in the last poll, weren't they? Number 10, 11 in the state, something like that?
Sure were. Bryan Station had kind of struggled down the stretch a little bit, losing the district final to Henry Clay. That might have been the wake-up call they needed.
Owsley, who'll be a big part of that baseball team for Station. Down the lane, blocked by Ross Jenkins. Jenkins taps it to himself. Good job there by the big 6'8" junior, Ross Jenkins. Downey across the line, Owsley dogging him. Kicks it deep in the corner. Here's Carpenter, 3. Off the mark, won't go. Tapped up and in there by Lucky Jackson. Great tip there by Jackson to cut it to 44-31. And that's what you need right there when you're down. You need somebody to make a play like that. Lucky stepped up with a great tip in on the miss. 1:44 to go in the third. It's Bryan Station 44, Lafayette 31. We'll return here on PrepSpin.com.
Brilliantly practical scientist Harriet Tuttle's search for a more efficient life concluded with an unorthodox solution. Harriet created 4 more Harriets. Together they were a model of efficiency. However, while identical, they had their own interests and their own retirement plans, each customized with a Raymond James financial advisor, allowing them to enjoy life separately and together. Life well planned. See what a Raymond James advisor can do for you.
Back at the 11th Region Tournament, Gary Ball with Tony Wise, the head basketball coach of Franklin County. Great job this year with the Flyers, Coach. To win that district championship, something you always can be proud of.
Yeah, I was real proud of our seniors for stepping up there in the last 2 or 3 weeks of the season. A lot of fun. We'd rather be playing tonight.
That's right, I know. William Warfield and Aaron Rose from PrepSpin. Minute 28 to go here in the third. Davis stops and pops, and he short arms in front of the iron. Rebounded by Downey. Lafayette's Downey pushing the issue to the basket. Lays it in over top of Caldwell.
Gary, we were just talking about how it seems like Bryan Station has dominated this quarter. And now, there's a push-off. C.J. Walker.
Here come the Lafayette Generals.
They've turned up the pressure.
Minute 11 at one point. It was, what, a 18-point ball game?
It was 44-27, a little 6-0 run here. Big possession. And as I was saying, we were talking during the timeout, Bryan Station felt like they've dominated the third quarter. You look up, they've only won the quarter by 2. Now it's tied up. Now Lafayette, 2 minutes ago, you kind of had the feeling this could get out of hand. Now they can get it within 10 points.
And let me tell you right now, I've seen Lafayette enough this year. If you free up Harrison Lane for a couple of threes, he can knock them down in bunches. And we saw him in the game, Coach Cheatham and I. He made 8 threes that night.
Yeah,
8 3-pointers. They just got to free him up. When he gets hot, he's hot. They try to get it to him right side. Down low, Ross Jenkins. He turns and puts it in. Ross Jenkins.
Yeah, great little set by Lafayette. Had Harrison Lane coming off the screen. Caldwell helped out just enough, and Harrison Lane hit him, and Jenkins puts it in.
Lafayette fans feeling the comeback. They rise to their feet a little bit here. Owsley wide open. Caldwell turns, missed it, draws the foul. Caldwell can't believe it with his sight. He's slender. He's a tall, skinny guy, but I tell you what, he feels like I should have finished that one. And he'll go to the line now and shoot a couple of free throws. 44-35, Coach. We were talking a while ago like it was a done deal, but with the 17-point lead by Station, now you look up, it's only a 9-point lead.
I feel like the intensity has – oh, my goodness.
You know, did he call bank? What time is it? I guess the ATMs are open.
Oh, my goodness.
It's 7:34.
All you can say is it went in.
That's all you can say about that one. Big fella will take it.
That was much better. That first one was –
Caldwell got them both to extend the lead back to 11 for Lexington Bryan Station. 41 seconds, 46-35. Lafayette will try to knock down a shot here to see what happens in the final quarter. Carpenter hanging and swatted out of there by Clyde. He said, not in here, not tonight.
There he is again.
Not right now.
I mean, he plays so much bigger than his size. Very impressive tonight. His 4th block of the night.
4 block shots for Clyde, the great football player. Left side, Jenkins back out now. Here's Harrison Lane, Owsley on him. Lane into the paint, spinning like a top. Almost threw it away. Lucky's got it. Jackson down the lane. He kicks it over to Carpenter's 3-pointer. Back of the rim, no. Rebounded by Clyde. He's got Davis out in front of him. Clyde's going to take it himself, and he's going to dunk it. Long pass to Jenkins. Lost the handle on it. Ross hands the lane. Harrison Lane open from 3. Off the iron, no. And rebounded by Davis. Leads it out now to Taquan Clyde. Kicks it down to Caldwell. He bounces right side. Dunn lays it in.
Great extra pass by Caldwell. We're looking at Lafayette to get within 10. Couple quick shots, couple turnovers. Now it's back to 15. That might do them in. We'll see how they respond.
50-35, Station leading Lafayette. We'll return here on PrepSpin.com.
I'm Todd Graves with special guest Les Miles. Fans seem to have a set of game day traditions they really love.
And one tradition I really love is the one love of Raising Cane's. The delicious taste of those fresh, never frozen chicken fingers, along with that amazing cane sauce, lemonade, and sweet tea.
Wow, I think that covers every game day tradition out there.
You didn't mention my sweet dance moves.
That's a whole other show. Raising Cane's, one love.
All S, all P, all O, R T, S. Pick it up in all sports. Pick it up in all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Back at Eastern Kentucky University, McBrayer Arena, Gary Ball with Tony Wise, Aaron Rose, William Warfield, David Shropshire. Takes a village, as we said.
Kind of like Bryan Station's defense.
Yep.
Got to be all over the place. You know, that little run Bryan Station went on the last 35, 40 seconds is even bigger now because Bryan Station gets the ball first. They can really put some distance now between themselves and Lafayette.
Owsley over to Sturgis, down low to Dunn, ball knocked away by Jenkins. Put good hands there by Caldwell. Good alert play there by Caldwell to save that. Get it back out. Andre Davis had a big quarter. Gives it over to Sturgis. Over to Owsley. Fakes left, go downs on Jenkins. Throws a high arcer up. No. Rebounded though by Dunn. He turns, and we're going to have a whistle foul called. Down low was Carpenter. Up top was Jenkins. Picked your poison.
It was on Carpenter.
3 on him.
Yep.
7:37 to play. Bryan Station up 50-35, and Tim Dunn at the line. Dunn had a great start to this ball game. Remember, he nailed the 3 out of the corner, came back with another field goal. Had 7 points in about 3-minute period in that first half.
He was Bryan Station's leading scorer at halftime.
Second free throw by Dunn, got it.
So far through 7 quarters, I don't think there's any question who the best team has been down here at the 11th region so far.
Bryan Station defenders leading. Jenkins over to Downey. TJ. I believe he played at East Jessamine, right, last year?
He did.
Downey to the basket, lays it in. Good second half for T.J. Downey, the junior. Remember, a lot of these kids are going to be back for Lafayette next year. Lucky Jackson, the only senior, really playing, getting a lot of minutes right now.
Yeah, Lafayette and Dunbar, 2 leaders in the house, early leaders for the favorites in 11th next year.
Sturgis down the lane, and we're going to have a reach and a foul called against Lafayette with 7:06 to play. You know, you would think if you're Lafayette, if you could get this down to 7, 8 points at maybe the 4 or 5 minute mark, you'd have a shot here, but you're down 14 right now. And still 7:06 to play.
Need a quick 7-8-0 run just to get themselves back into the game with a chance to make another run.
Going out will be Sturgis, Davis, Owsley, Caldwell, Dunn, and Taquan Clyde. Clyde gives it over to Caldwell, who got the start tonight for Dishman. I've been impressed with Caldwell in that starting role. Down low, Dunn, blocked there by Lava, picks it up, turns around, and gives it to Caldwell. He lays it in right on cue.
Really like Bryan Station making the extra pass tonight.
Jackson gives it to Carpenter. They swing it down the corner to T.J. Downey. Downey penetrates, and we're going to have a grab there on Owsley with 6:43 to play. And Bryan Station leading Harrison Lane up at the scores table, set to check in. Harrison Lane will come in, and going out will be Carpenter, it looks like.
Yeah, Owsley's defense on Downey and Lane tonight has been suffocating, to say the least.
Lane lobs to Ross Jenkins. A grab on Caldwell. Hangs, won't go. Caldwell after it. Taps it up. Coming down with a Davis for Bryan Station.
Got away with the foul, I thought.
Davis pushing and puts it up too strong. Caldwell, stick back. And what we're going to call over the back. They're going to say Caldwell went over the back, I believe. Wave off the basket. And Tommy Johnson, they're having to refrain him. And Coach Johnson wants a timeout. He could not believe that call.
I don't know whose back he went over.
So Bryan Station.
Unless he pushed off before the shot came off the glass, there was nobody in front of him. Of course, that might be part of it. He might have cleared him out before the shot went up.
Coach Johnson and Coach Red Hutchinson having to grab Tommy and get him to the sideline. 53-37 with 6:32 to play here in the ball game. And it's all Bryan Station. They lead it here with 6:32. We'll be back here on PrepSpin.com with Bryan Station on top by 16, leading Lafayette.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank has a 143-year history of locations serving Kentucky communities.
555 Whitaker Bank Corporation employees serve the needs of our fellow Kentuckians.
Whitaker Bank offers 102 products and services designed with Kentuckians in mind.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
I want to thank Bob Roberts Insurance right here in Richmond, Kentucky. Bob Roberts Insurance. They insure half this great state of Kentucky. Joe and John Roberts, Bob Roberts Insurance in Richmond, Kentucky. Give them a call over there. They are financial advisors. They insure half the state. Bob Roberts Insurance, proud to sponsor 11th Region basketball here on PrepSpin. It's been all Bryan Station, Coach. 6:32 to play. They lead by 16, 53-37.
Yeah, they've been quite impressive.
Jenkins out to Harrison Lane, goes in on Davis, throws it up, and shot won't go, but he's fouled there by Andre Davis. And Davis has picked up, he's one of the few that doesn't have any kind of foul trouble. Oh, that's his first foul tonight with 6:23 to play.
You know, Lafayette doing exactly what they need to do. Attack the basket. If you get an inside-out three, great. But get to the basket, get fouls, stop the clock. But you have to make your free throws. That's 4 of 12 from the free throw line. And Harrison Lane, finally makes one of 4.
At one point this season, that's a young man that was shooting 100% at the line. He made his first 25 free throws of the season.
Yeah, him going 1 for 4 from the free throw line is quite shocking.
A lot of people don't realize, but playing here at Eastern, it is a 94-foot length floor, which is 10 more than high school. But you would think that Bryan Station definitely enjoys that with their quickness. And in the next game, Lexington Catholic and Henry Clay, you would have to say advantage maybe a little bit for Henry Clay in that one.
Athletically, you would think so, but, you know, Catholic always has a way just to be around.
It's going to depend on how Tanner Johnson comes out and shoots the basketball. High pass to Dunn. If Tanner Johnson's knocking down threes, look out. Dunn to the basket, won't go, whistle, foul call. Let's look at some numbers for this game. Let's kind of do a reset here. Andre Davis had 12 points, most of those here in the second half. But quite the story. Taquan, 14 points, 9 rebounds, 10 points for Dunn. Of course, we mentioned Dishman not. And then Jenkins, a couple of rebounds away. Ross Jenkins, 10 points, 8 rebounds for Lafayette. That's a game reset right there for you as far as scoring. Dunn knocks it down from the line. Tim Dunn.
Great minutes by Tim Dunn. That's 11 on the night.
He played well on Saturday in that opening round game for Station.
You know, usually when you get to this level, your star players are going to get theirs. It's the kids like Dunn, Caldwell, Bruton that'll come in, get you 4 or 5, 6 or 7, and those things add up.
So if Caldwell gets another bucket, the big fella, they'll have 4 guys in double digits for Station. Jackson hanging, off glass, no. Ross Jenkins battles for it. Coming out of there with it, though, Clyde. He ripped it out of there.
There's your double-double for Clyde.
Out to Owsley, 5:54 to play, 55-38. Clyde to the basket, hanging, and lays it in. Taquan Clyde, 57-38, 19-point lead for Bryan Station. Stay tuned after the game for our post-game show. We'll talk to the star of the game. Got
Jenkins had his shoe come off.
Went out of his shoe, didn't he? Hate when that happens. 5:37, 57-38. It's all Bryan Station. Tommy Johnson to Harrison Lane for Lafayette. Lobs down to Ross Jenkins. Jenkins on Caldwell, left-handed hook. No. Jenkins gets the offensive board, sticks it up and in.
Man, he is a hoss cat down there. What a load. He's gotten so much better. His hands are just fantastic.
Turnover by Dunn, 57-40. But Bryan Station has a 17-point lead, but they do turn it over to Lafayette. Let's look at Ross Jenkins, 12 points, and he got a rebound on that too. Shouldn't that be 10 rebounds? Harrison Lane, a deep 3, in and out. Rebounded by Clyde.
Just can't get on rhythm tonight.
Clyde, 16 points, 11 boards with that board. Done. 5:06 to go. Station 57, Lafayette 40. To the basket, Davis, high off the window, no. Rebounded by Ross Jenkins, and there's his double-double now with that rebound. Done. Over to Harrison Lane, and he fires, won't go. Rebounded by Ross Jenkins. He turns and scores, and he's fouled.
Ross Jenkins doing everything he possibly can to keep his Generals in the game. That's 14 points, 11 rebounds, and he has had to earn every single one of them.
He's definitely earned it. He'll go to the line and shoot the three-point opportunity. They haven't put the basket up on the board yet, but now they do. It's 57-42.
You know, Lafayette average, they take between 18 and 19 threes a game. They're 1 for 11 today. They make 6 or 7 usually per game. And so now that's 12, 15 points that they're missing on average.
Jenkins knocks down the free throw. Ross, a junior, he'll be one of the top big men in the region next year. Lafayette will be one of the top teams along with Station. Lafayette might be ranked.
He was out of bounds.
Yeah, out of bounds was Owsley. Lafayette and Station might be ranked pretty high in the state next year, actually.
I think you have 3 teams here in the 11th. You have Bryan Station, you have Lafayette, and Dunbar has their top 7 kids back. So once again, the 11th region will be a war, especially that 43rd district.
57-43 here. Bryan Station, our biggest lead, was 19. Right now it is 14. And Lane throws it in over to Downey. And
nobody was there.
Nobody was there. They're saying,
I think Harrison Lane expected Downey. They have an out-of-bounds play where they screen up and they send a shooter opposite corner. You know, I don't think Downey got to where he was supposed to go, but if you're Harrison Lane, you just can't throw that and hope he's there. Not at this point in the game. That was a big possession.
Timeout on the floor. 4:48 to go in this game. Bryan Station 57, Lafayette 43. We'll return on PrepSpin after this timeout.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
We're back here at the 11th Region Basketball Tournament, the Final Four of the boys tournament. All 4 teams, 20-game winners. All 4 teams ranked in the top 20 in the state of Kentucky. And right now, Lexington Bryan Station leading 57-43. Lafayette really struggling from the three-point line and the free throw line. They are 6 of 15 at the free throw line.
And 1 of 11 from the 3.
Right side, Caldwell, and he now has double figures with that lay-in. So Caldwell, he joins Davis, Clyte, and Dunn in double figures.
Yeah, the big fella's really stepped up in Dishman's absence.
Downey's jumper rolls off there, tapped up. Downey gets it back, hanging and scoring.
Nice
TJ
shot
Downey.
fake to get Caldwell and Owsley off the feet.
So Downey, he joins Ross Jenkins for Lafayette double figures with 10 points. Jenkins leading away with 15 and 11. 59-45. Clyte looking, bounces now back to Walker. 4:10 to go. What can Lafayette do here down 14, Coach, with 4:07 to play?
They're going to need some help. They're going to need some Bryan Station turnovers, some missed free throws. They're going to need some help.
Owsley skips it over to Walker. Walker bounces to Owsley. Over to Davis. Comes back to Owsley. They're going to run some clock, aren't they?
Well, you have to stay aggressive now with 4 minutes to go, especially with a three-point shot. You know, you're still within 5 possessions. It won't take much for a couple turnovers, a couple threes to make this a little closer, so you still have to stay aggressive.
3:37 to play. Clyte backs it out of there, working on Jalen Jenkins. Jenkins with the defense. Clyte now.
I'm surprised Lafayette's just staying man. I would expect them to run and jump, maybe a little half-court trap.
5-second call, and Clyte didn't agree with it, but he gets the 5-second call, and that gives the ball to Lafayette down by 14 with 3:26 to play. Coming up a little bit later to be Lexington Catholic and Henry Clay. Justin Cheatham will join me for that one, along with our guest commentator, Griffin Brixey. The Bricks.
But you know, Bryan Station stopped attacking there and got a 5-second call. Whether you agree with the call or not, have to stay on the aggressive.
Lucky Jackson thought about it. Gives over now to Jenkins. Lines up the 3 off the mark. Tapped around down. He's got it. TJ. He kicks it out to Lucky Jackson. He stops from about 15 off the iron. No, rebounded by Owsley. Owsley clears to Andre Davis. Davis with 12 points. Averages about 14-15 a game. Does Davis. 2:55 to play. That's all stands in the way of Bryan Station of going to the 11th Region title game tomorrow night at 7:30 right here live on PrepSpin. High pass to Caldwell. Good handle there by the big fella. Ball tipped away, though, to Dunn. Dunn down the lane, hanging, and lays it in, and he's fouled. It's a dozen now for Caldwell. Foul went on Jenkins, his 4th. Going out Watkins, back in Harrison Lane. And Dunn will shoot the free throw. What a game for Tim Dunn, 14 points. Make it 15 points.
If Bryan Station gets this consistent scoring, they're going to be a very tough out, whether it's this week or next week.
Jenkins, and he turns and hooks it in, but before the hook shot, he was fouled. They're going to say on the floor, as Ross Jenkins was looking for his 17th point. He's got 15 points, 11 rebounds.
You know, that's a move he could not have made probably earlier in the year. He dribbled. Davis dug down on him, got a hand on him. He just ripped it through both he and Caldwell.
What ifs for Lafayette? What if we were making our free throws? They've missed 9 free throws, and some of those front end of a bonus. And they missed that one. They missed 10 free throws. So you put those 10 points up on the board, they're right in here, even though there's only 2:30 to play. 62-45. Down the lane, Clyde hanging left hand. No, Ross Jenkins rips off number 12. He gives it now to his teammate Jenkins. Jenkins down the middle. Cut off by Owsley, throws it up, and that's going to be a travel call there on Jenkins. Owsley, good defense.
Yeah, Owsley defensively has been incredible tonight. Stood his ground, forced Jenkins to make a tough decision. He got wrong-footed, and down he went.
2:18 to play. Bryan Station trying to get back to the 11th Region title game. I remember several years ago they had a pretty good player by the name of Shelvin Mack.
Yeah, he wasn't bad.
Back in the day, they had a guy named Jack Givens.
He definitely wasn't bad.
The Goose was loose in that championship game with 41 points against Duke. Owsley, and he's hit, and he's going to be fouled by Watkins. Also, Melvin Turpin played at Bryan Station. A lot of history at Bryan Station. At both of these schools, I mean, look at that Lafayette team of 79 led by Dirk Minifield, considered one of the best high school basketball teams to ever lace it up in the state of Kentucky.
Yeah, they were impressive. Junior Johnson, Dirk Minifield, quite the electric backcourt, and then the big fella, Tony Wilson, down low.
Yeah, don't forget Mr. Wilson. They had some players, didn't they? 62-45, Lafayette has won 6 state titles.
Them and Henry Clay lead the
with 6
all-time
titles.
history.
So any other scores, Coach? I know Ballard won. Ball knocked out there, and Davis trying to save it in. I know Boyle County won. You mentioned Ballard.
Campbell County will get a chance to defend their 10th region crown. Beat Pendleton County 81-67. Lawrence County beat Sheldon Clark in the 15th, 66-65. So we're trying to keep you updated all over the state. Thanks to Twitter.
Here it's been all defenders. They have defended tonight, haven't they, Coach?
Man, they sure
They got
have.
the right name, defenders. Defenders of the station. They have defended that station tonight. Out top, Downey launching a 3-0. Rebounded Jackson, and it rolls out. Rebounded by Mr. Caldwell. Look at this body of work for Caldwell. 10.6 rebounds for the big slender fella. 62-45, Davis, and he's going to be called for traveling. Turn it over.
That's
minute
not
40.
a walk.
Lexington Catholic and Henry Clay will battle about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one. And they will join Bryan Station in the 11th Region title game tomorrow night at 7:30, live right here on PrepSpin and WVLK. WVLK also broadcasting the game tonight with Catholic. And there's going to be a foul called, as everybody else in the gym thought it may be a jump ball, but
that was pretty good defense there, Gary.
That will send Lucky Jackson to the line. Lucky Jackson, 3 of 8 from the field. 1 of 4 at the line. 7.7 rebounds for Lucky. Knocks down the free throw. 6'1 senior. Headed to Western Kentucky University to play his college football this fall for Coach Jeff Brom and the Toppers, who had a pretty good season last year.
Yes, they did. Electric finish to their season.
Jackson missed the second, rebounded by Clyde. And what a game.
16 and 13.
16 points, 13 rebounds for Clyde, who will probably be our star of the game.
What you really like is 16 points and only 11 shots.
So Bryan Station and Walker, I don't know why you foul there. You're down 16 points. I mean, not going to help you to foul at all, is it, Coach?
Well, unless they miss 10 straight free throws. No, I don't think it will. Bryan Station, very, very, very impressive so far through the first 2 rounds of the 11th regional tournament.
They certainly look like the team to beat, don't they?
You know, it's funny because they anybody that follows basketball and follows Bryan Station, you know, the young man from East Jessamine, Ronnie Carson, who they got eligible in December, became academically ineligible. And I'll be honest with you, I think they're better off without him. He is a great player in his own right, but it's hard to be a scorer to come in the middle of the year and to fit in. Now, if he's a point guard and can run the offense, things like that, that's one thing. But Bryan Station plays so well together.
Downey to the basket, lays it in. Nice move by Downey. He's had a well of a ball game with 12 points now. And it is 62-48. Walker skips it over to Owsley. Owsley lobs down to Davis. They give it to Clyde. Hangs and scores. Clyde. What a ball game. 18 points, 13 rebounds for the athletic senior. Downey stopping from 3. That's no good. Rebounded. And Caldwell takes a shot across the face from Cameron Greenup, who just checked in for Lafayette. And Bryan Station, and they start to celebrate on their bench. Tommy Johnson going down there getting everybody. He's going to get another big fella in the game, it looks like. Give him some playing time. Set to check in will be Tanner Reynolds.
Bryan Station fans giving a big round of applause to their defenders, as well they should. What an effort tonight.
Lexington Catholic and Henry Clay coming up after this one. Caldwell missed the free throw, but
one of the few things he hasn't done well tonight.
In for Lafayette will be Patrick Carey, also Miles Stone. Coming in also is David Pippin for the Generals, and checking in Logan Carpenter for Lafayette. And coming in for Bryan Station, as we said, Tanner Reynolds is checked in. Caldwell will shoot the second free throw. It's short, and Caldwell will get the rebound. He'll give it up over now to Gibson, Adrian Gibson, who just checked in. With the ball is Clayton Murphy, and it rolls out of there on the shot. Clayton Murphy on the ground, and jump ball with 27 seconds.
Gary, let me give you a statistic real quick. We talked about DeAndre Dishman before the game, and how will Bryan Station overcome the loss of their big man? You have Caldwell, Dunn, and Bruton, 27 points and 11 rebounds from those three, filling in for DeAndre Dishman.
Here's a shot by Powell, and it won't go. And let's see, a whistle foul called. Battling down low for Station was Gibson, but whistling a foul call with 16.5. And Bryan Station with 22 wins now. We'll head to the 11th region title game tomorrow night, take on either Henry Clay or Lexington Catholic at 7:30.
Very impressive, Gary. Very impressive. 24 of 48 from the floor for Bryan Station with 15 assists. I'm a big assist guy. Are we sharing the basketball? And Bryan Station has passed it beautifully tonight.
Yeah, when you got 24 field goals and 15 assists, you have definitely distributed the basketball. Free throw knocked down there by Adrian Gibson, a big 6'2 senior. Doesn't get a lot of playing time, but knocks down the free throw.
Lafayette 1 of 15 from the 3, 7 of 18.
So
from the free throw line.
Gibson's second free throw is no good. And battle for toe, and there comes Tanner Reynolds. Reynolds launches, no good. Tapped around, picked up, and coming out there with his Clayton Murphy. Murphy's just going to let the clock run out, I think. Yeah, he's going to kick it over to his teammate Rudy Guy, and it's all over. Bryan Station convincing 65-48 win over Lafayette by 17 points. Bryan Station will move on to the title game against either Catholic or Henry Clay. And we will try to grab our star of the game tonight, who's going to be Taquan Clyde. 18 points, 13 rebounds tonight for Clyde.
We could pick several, but I think he stood out head and shoulders above everybody else. Very impressive win by the defenders.
We'll come back on PrepSpin with the postgame. We'll go try to grab Taquan Clyde, our star of the game. 18 points, 13 rebounds tonight. Ross Jenkins led Lafayette with 15 and 13 respectively, but it was Taquan Clyde who set the tone with 18 points, 13 rebounds. We'll come back, try to grab him on the postgame show here as Bryan Station heads to the championship game with an impressive 65-48 win over Lafayette. We'll return here on the postgame with Bryan Station advancing 65-48.
The Kentucky Center for Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner, is now Clear Choice Orthodontics. Why the name change, you ask? Well, we believe that there's only one choice for all your orthodontics needs, and that choice is Clear. Clear Choice Orthodontics. We offer a unique level of care for each smile in your family. We also feature the latest in Invisalign technology and Invisalign Teen. Put our award-winning experience to work for you. For a lifetime of beautiful smiles, come visit the most outstanding orthodontist in Kentucky, Clear Choice Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Wong, and Gardner.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
We're back here. They're announcing the all-tournament team. I think we want to get that done. Aaron and William. We want to get the all-tournament team. C.J. Walker.
Yeah, this is the regular season all-region team. It's voted on by the coaches.
Right. So let's name those guys, and you got Taquan Clyde, C.J. Walker, both on the all-region team. And I didn't catch the name.
Hines Jones from Scott County.
Jones. So Hines Jones, Harrison Lane from Lafayette, named to that coach's all-region team. Coach Wise had a vote on that. So. We'll give this award ceremony out, and then we'll try to grab Taquan Clyde if we have the opportunity.
We might have to stand in line tonight.
Yeah.
Man, was he impressive.
Yeah, 18 and 13 rebounds, and what a job by Caldwell tonight. 10 points, 8 rebounds for Station. Also a member of that team is Isaiah Tisdale. I don't know about this. Kid hasn't played yet, and he gets his All-Region award out there. Talking about
it's based on a regular season.
I got you, but I don't know if I want to be getting an award before I play a regional game. I think, okay, I guess you got to do it sometime, but why wouldn't you do it after the games?
Well, at least if you don't win, at least you haven't lost yet.
True.
You know what I mean?
That's true. I agree. But what a player, Tisdale. He'll be a great player next year. He's only a junior.
Chase Caldwell stepping in for DeAndre Dearson, 10 points. 8 rebounds.
Is that Tavion Hollingsworth right there from Dunbar? So he makes the coach's all-region team.
He's just a sophomore.
That's right.
He's going to be a good one.
I
as good as I think and as electric and explosive as Darius Williams is, I'm not sure Tavion Hollingsworth's not a better quote-unquote basketball player.
I thought somebody said Bruce Pearl at Auburn's looking at him already, the young man Hollingsworth. So, and from station, Andre Davis, all-region team. Course,
so far, most of my votes are out there.
Yeah, and the all-region. I'm sure that Mr. Ross Jenkins of Lafayette will make that.
He's out there.
Yeah. Andre Davis made it, as we said, and there's Darius Williams from Dunbar. He'll be back next year for Dunbar. Coach Wise referenced that throughout the telecast there, the webcast there, that Dunbar will be a prohibitive, one of the favorites next year, along with Station and Lafayette.
I would be shocked if Lafayette and Dunbar are not representing the 43rd district.
Also, Tanner Johnson, Tanner That Man Johnson. That's what he goes by on Twitter, Tanner That Man Johnson. And if that man gets hot tonight, look out, Henry Clay.
He gets hot any night.
Because when he walks in the gym, he's in range, kind of like Tony Wise.
I wasn't 6'4", I'll tell you that.
Matt Rose, I think Matt is in New York on a trip. Yeah, he's because he was going to sit in with us tonight on this game, and he texted me and said he was going to be in New York City today with a senior trip at LCA. So Matt Rose, who sat in with us Saturday, is your 11th Region Player of the Year, and that's quite an honor because that's voted on by all the coaches.
Yeah, I thought it was hands down. He was very impressive all year, but more importantly, I wonder if they need an extra chaperone up there in New York City.
I love that city, don't you? I love New York City.
I'll go any day you want me to go. I'll be fine.
Awesome city. A little pricey when it comes to hotels and restaurants, but I tell you what, it's a great.
Hey, Gary, if you're not a chaperone, they're going to pay for it.
That's right. Let's go that way.
Where are the kids?
Hey, William Warfield.
No idea.
Hey, William Warfield will take care of it. He'll hook us up there in New York City. He'll hook us up.
Yeah,
so that's
you see that look he got when we informed him what he's paying for?
Let's see. So the all-region team, and kudos, we're going to try to get Coach Red. We'll see if Coach Red will come over here real quick and chat with us. Let's get our Tommy. Can we get, what about Taquan Clyde? Can we get Mr. Clyde too, or can we get you? Let's get Coach Red in there. Let's turn that mic on. So Taquan Clyde, our star of the game. Red, get that mic up there a little bit closer. But hey, Coach, you guys, you're deep. We said you had the perfect name tonight, Defenders of the Station, because your defense was dominant tonight.
First of all, I'd like to thank God about this, man. This is a heck of a thing to be able to get back into coaching and to come with a group like this, Gary. This is just a phenomenal thing. These kids, man, have fought, have found a way. There's a lot of things that have been against them. And to really see these kids come out and perform the way that they have the past few games, man, it's a blessing, man. And I'm really proud of those guys. But, hey, this one's over with, and we're looking to get the big trophy, man. They've been playing well this far, so we just got to continue to do that.
Red, let me ask you real quick. After you lost to Henry Clay in the district final, what was the conversation next day of practice? Did you just kind of pick up the pieces and say, hey, that's over with, we're in the regional tournament, that's all that matters? Were there any adjustments made? What did you all do after the loss to Henry Clay in the 42nd district final?
Well, after that loss, that was an emotional loss for us. We kind of circled the wagons, Coach, and talked about some of the things that we did. We had an opportunity to win that game at 3 minutes and 50 seconds left. We had a chance to go ahead. We missed a layup. Those are things that we talk about in practice. We missed a jump shot. We've been talking about get to the basket. So those are things that we were able to talk about as a group collectively and let each other know that it's not over with. You got some more basketball to play. Just make those adjustments, and you guys will be fine. And it looks like it's working in their favor.
Well, I want to know who the defensive coordinator is.
Yeah, who's the DC?
Let's hire him at UK.
By the way, hey, Coach, we miss you on the radio, but we know you're doing a great job with Tommy at Station. And thank you. Remind Tommy that we're going to get him out the ball report this week, right?
I'll tell him.
Well, let's get to thank you, Coach. That's Coach Carl Red Hutchinson. And Taquan Clyte now sets in here and joins us, our star of the game. Did you feel it from the beginning, Taquan? I mean, 18 points, 13 rebounds. Did you feel like at the beginning of the game it was Bryan Station's to lose?
Yes, sir. We overcame adversity all year, and my teammates expected me to step up, and they helped me do a good job. They kept on giving me the ball. They did a good job with it.
Let's look at a highlight here of Taquan Clyte. That was a nice, sweet move there for Taquan as he took it to the hoop there, PrepSpin. And you're in the championship game of the 11th region, considered one of the top regions in the state. It'll either be Henry Clay or the Lexington Catholic Knights. And I don't have to ask you who you want to play because of your district final. So, but tell me about battling teams in this 11th region, how that's gotten you ready for this point right now.
Yes, sir. Everybody give us their best shot every game. So we've seen the best players in the 11th region and maybe even in the state with Isaiah Tisdale.
Yeah. Well, great game. I know you got to get to the locker room. 18 points, 13 rebounds. We'll see you tomorrow night, Taquan. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Taquan Clyte, our star of the game, 18 points, 13 rebounds tonight. And Aaron will step out here, but we'll come back and we'll get right into the pregame of Lexington Catholic as they take on Henry Clay. And we'll take one more break, come back, wrap it up. Let's take one more break, come back, and we'll wrap it up here and go into Lexington Catholic and Henry Clay.
This is a special place.
Our home court advantage.
With the support of our fans and the Big Blue Nation, we can accomplish anything.
That same hometown advantage can be yours at Central Bank.
With their winning personal service, Central is passionate about helping me succeed.
They're always behind me, helping guide my financial strategy, and they can help you too.
Think local.
Grow local.
Bank local. Put Central Bank's hometown advantage to work for you.
65-58, your final. Thanks to Taquan Clyte, our star of the game, and Coach Carl Red Hutchinson for joining us on the post game. And coming up in about 10 minutes, it'll be Lexington Catholic and Henry Clay. Justin Cheatham and Griffin Brixey will help me along with William Moorfield for that one. Again, congratulations to Bryan Station. We'll be back on PrepSpin with a second ball game and on WVLK after this.